Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Senate election prediction videos where I take a look at the Senate races going on across America in 2022 and give you my thoughts, predictions, and analysis on the race. And today we are looking at the state of North Carolina, a seat currently held by the Republican Party and Senator Richard Burr. Burr is in his third term. He will be retiring at the end of this term. Burr was first elected to the Senate in 2004. Burr has been, prior to that, served in the House. Burr has been a constant supporter of Republican leadership. However, Burr broke grounds on the impeachment vote on President Trump in his second impeachment trial and voted for conviction. In 2016, Burr's margin of victory was 5%. Trump's margin of victory in the state in 2016 was 3%. In 2020, Trump's margin of victory in the state was 1%. So a fall of 2 percentage points. The two nominees. On the Democratic side, the nominee is Cheri Beasley, an African-American former Chief Justice of the state's Supreme Court. Miss Beasley easily won the Democratic primary. Around December of last year, there were several feasible contenders for the nomination, but they all quickly dropped out, and the field coalesced around Beasley. Some of the lesser candidates did stay in the race, but Beasley easily won the primary. On the Republican side, the Republican nominee is Congressman Ted Budd. Mr. Budd won a crowded Republican primary that included the state's former Republican governor. However, Budd received the endorsement of former President Trump in the race. And despite lackluster fundraising, Trump held several rallies in the state in support of Budd leading up to the primary. And as in most of these Senate races where the former president has gotten involved, his preferred candidate won the nomination. So Budd became a nominee. Budd has served in the House of Representatives since 2017 and has been very much on the right wing of the party, very consistently coming down on the side of the most conservative side of the party. If you take a look at the ballots cast in each primary, on the Republican side, about 55% of ballots were cast for Republicans, and about 44% were cast for Democrats. As I said, the Republicans had a much more competitive primary. They had several competitive congressional races around the state, and just a higher enthusiasm. This race, for a long time, was considered a safe Republican seat. However, in September and October, there was some polling that indicated the race might be tightening up. This always happens with North Carolina in this race, in this seat in particular, in 2004, in 2010, and in 2016. Democrats were like, "Oh man, we got a chance in North Carolina. We can really do it," and they fell short. North Carolina is a competitive state. However, it's still a Republican state, and I don't see anything to indicate to me, especially with the political environment the way it is at the moment, that the Republicans aren't going to win this race. I think Ted Budd will be elected to the Senate, and it'll be a hold for the Republicans. So it will be close, but Budd will win. The Democrats had an amazing nominee. It's not going to happen. Had she ran in 2020 against Tom Tillis, very likely she could have won. But it's a midterm election, a Democrat's in the White House, and it's North Carolina. I just don't see the race going to the Democrats. So Bud wins, and it's a hold for the Republicans.